were driving somewhere. We had just left karate class, and the last time I looked in the rearview mirror, she was untying a knot in her day-glow outfit. My mind drifted. Did we have string cheese at home, or do we actually have string cheese? Was Alice going to demand string cheese? Was string cheese reason enough to battle the parking lot at Gleason's on a Saturday? Alice announced, "Carson has two mommies." Being 6, Alice rarely noticed any adult attached to any of her peers, unless, however, they were offering up Cheetos or a kitten. Today, however, both of Carson's adoring and attentive mothers were with him, one cheering him on from the sidelines and the other nursing his baby brother infant behind the trophy rack. Either activity might have been what prompted Alice to count the parents and consider their gender. I waited to see if she'd add anything, and she didn't. She was waiting for me. "Yes," I finally said, in a voice that I wanted to come out flat, but came out cautious. "Carson has 2 mommies." "How?" she finally said. I briefly flirted with, "They found him in a Cabbage Patch at an Indigo Girls concert," but decided my daughter was ready for a few basic facts of life in the big city. First, I needed to issue a stern warning so that my daughter wouldn't start giving PowerPoint lectures to her peers, whose parents were hoping for a few more months of innocence. I caught her eye in the mirror. "If I find out that you've been passing this information along to your friends, the consequences will be unbearable." She giggled and tried not to squeal, and without preamble, I explained. "Have you guys seen Alien? You know how the alien uses a host to get an offspring? Well, think about how that ties into pregnancy, and you get the conversation Quinn Cummings had with her daughter when she asks the dreaded birth question." Awkward. "Carson has 2 mommies," by Quinn Cummings. After a moment, Alice said, "So that's how all families with 2 mommies get babies?" And I said, "Yes, mostly." "What do you mean, mostly? What other ways are there?" I couldn't shut my mouth, could I? Couldn't just leave it at a yes and go back to ruminating about string cheese. Of course not. Because a fussy part of my brain thinks things like, you can't just give her half of the information. If you only tell her part of the facts, she'll be uninformed. Or worse, misinformed. She'll end up getting her artificial insemination facts from the gutter. So I did what any modern parent would do. "Oh, look, a chihuahua!" But she stayed on message. "Keep in mind, this isn't to be discussed outside the family." "I know, just you and Daddy." "All right, Ivy has 2 mommies, but one of them was married to a man before she met Ivy's other mother. So Ivy has a dad, not just a..." I froze. I couldn't think of a child-friendly version of the phrase I was about to say, but luckily Alice was on to another thing. "So Zach's mom." "Which Zach?" "The one who eats his hair." "Oh, no, he was adopted." Alice grabbed a book, and I turned on the radio, confident I was in the clear. The clear, however, was short-lived, because Alice's consciousness had been raised over the next few days, because it dawned on her that all of my friends got here somehow, because we live in the bloom of the 21st century. The pathways to life are rarely straightforward. "Adam doesn't look like his parents." Yes, Adam was born in Tajikistan, and his mom and dad went there and got him. "Where's that?" Eastern Europe? Stupid educational system, worrying about our self-esteem but completely doing away with geography. Were Emily and her brother born in that place? Emily's fathers found a very nice lady who would give them an egg to make a baby. Then 2 years later, another baby. Merritt told me she grew in her aunt's uterus. What did I say about mentioning this at school? I didn't. She tells everyone that. All the time. and a child in line. Mommy, look! That Chinese lady adopted her child from China. I hissed in her ear, maybe that's her biological child. This puzzled her, so I whispered a short, scientifically accurate version of the more conventional way to parenthood. Alice thought about this new information, then shook her head. This was way too easy. Where were the surrogate uterus, the multiple parents, the court system? A few weeks passed, and my daughter stopped discussing the ways human families were created. I assumed we were out from under the awkward question spotlight. In fact, I was feeling quite pleased with myself. I had covered a large and ungainly topic calmly and thoroughly. Let the other parents fret over how to navigate this perilous journey with their kids. I had it nailed. One night, a month or so later, while driving home from the beach, a small voice issued from the back seat. What happens when we die? At that moment, I experienced a glorious epiphany, like a blinding flash of white light. I now understood that all of the major life questions between my daughter and me were going to happen in a left-hand turn lane. I told her that while no one knows what happens after you die, I believed that we left our bodies when they were worn out and our souls continued. Where? Somewhere, I said. Tajikistan. Probably not, but somewhere. Then, to keep the afterlife relevant to her, I threw in my belief that after you die, you get all of your old pets back. I sat back in my seat, satisfied. I had earned yet another maternal merit badge today. You said you believe that what happens. Don't you know? No one knows. People believe. Some believe very deeply, but we don't have scientific evidence of what happens. We're all going to die, and you don't know what's going to happen after I die, and I'm going to be all alone! Didn't I handle that well? For those keeping score at home, telling nearly the whole truth about reproduction and allowing room for reasonable doubt about the afterlife, this forced me to pull over on the highway and comfort my hysterical child for half an hour. While it didn't take long for birth to no longer be front and center, death took half a year. The good news was I hadn't completely broken my child. I could have told Alice that when our bodies stop working, the angel Fred Astaire shows up with a huge bag of candy corn and escorts us to the Barbie Valhalla in the sky. And we still would have gone through this. It dazzles and humbles me that I am supposed to give advice on such big topics. I still don't understand how string cheese peels. Because I love Alice so very much, I try to forget that I'm an idiot. I want her to make every effort to live with courage, confidence, and an abiding humility in her own powerlessness. That's what I want to tell her. What comes out as we buckle in for the ride home is that life is like a left-handed turn in busy traffic. If you're careful and lucky, you'll do okay.